Let's talk about how to merge with your higher self and do it in a way that feels accessible and practical to you. Normally, when we talk about the higher self, it can very much feel like an abstraction, like it's elusive or mysterious or even inaccessible. It vaguely feels real to us, but we're not really sure what it is. Is it our soul, our spirit? Are these just words, semantics, labels? What is it really? Let's get into the heart of this discussion. The first thing that you can do to access your higher self is just set an intention to allow a space of the deepest relaxation possible. It's through relaxation that you can access higher dimensions of who you are. Think of relaxation as a direct gateway or portal into deeper or higher layers of your identity. So find a relaxed place to lay down or sit. Make sure your body is comfortable, and just allow your body to feel at ease for the next few moments, breathing deeply in and out of your lower abdominal region. Allow any tension in your body to be met with acceptance and space. So breathing into those areas that feel tense. If you're noticing tension in your shoulders, your jaw, your stomach, just take a few moments to let it go. On the exhale, visualize it clearing out, and using your breath and the sound of my voice to settle in to deeper layers of relaxation. And as you get yourself centered, you need not do anything, but just stay attuned to these words and let them ripple through you in whatever way they're meant to do. So the most direct and simple way to access your higher self is to realize that there are essentially two components of your identity. There's the small separate self, often called the ego or the egoic mind, the small mind, where you think there's an I in there, inside of your body, that is thinking and feeling, that has opinions and beliefs. And that is the normal assumption we all carry around in our day-to-day lives. There's a separate I inside of this body that is separate from the outside world. There's me over here, and there's the outer world over here. So take a moment to verify this truth for yourself. And everything that I'm sharing, as best we can, we want to verify it in your actual experience. Your higher self is coming from a different point of view, a different perspective. Instead of there being a solid, separate you inside of a body, your higher self is based on the realization that all of your thoughts, your feelings, the sensations in your body, your beliefs, your opinions, your values, your past, your memories, your fears, your talents, everything that you tend to call you is really being created behind the scenes by this life force, or what I've come to call infinite intelligence, that is shaping itself into the appearance of what you call you. Your thoughts are being shaped by infinite intelligence, your beliefs, your feelings. Even the struggle, the suffering, depression, anxiety, anger, these are also being shaped by this infinitely intelligent life source that is always there behind the scenes, creating you and your life. So this intelligence never goes anywhere. You can't deviate from it. You can't get off track from it. You can't screw up your relationship with it. It is you. It is everything. It is the creative life force that brought this entire universe into existence with every single detail that you can witness. It's all created from an infinitely powerful reservoir of intelligence. Now, there are no good labels to really put on this intelligence. We all have different languaging for it. That doesn't really matter. What's the most important thing here is to get out of your head, out of the idea level of understanding this, and have it permeate your consciousness. Have it really get into the body so that there's an experience of being infinite intelligence. And that is your higher self, as I've come to understand it. So as you're relaxing in this place of space and centeredness, the next thought you think, instead of seeing it as you in there thinking that thought, ask yourself, where is this thought really coming from? Am I the one thinking these thoughts and feeling these feelings and feeling these sensations in this body? Am I the one creating and generating these experiences? And as you meditate on this question, it becomes apparent fairly quickly that your thoughts, your feelings, sensations in the body are coming from nowhere. They're arising out of nothingness and returning into nothingness. They appear from emptiness and dissolve back into emptiness. So, in a literal sense, it's not you who is responsible for the thinking of your thoughts or having your feelings. It appears that way. And what the small self does is it hijacks credit for all this and takes responsibility for all the bad stuff, the judgments, the labels. I'm really screwed up. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've failed a lot. My past is really traumatic. I'm really limited here. That's mostly what the small self tends to get invested in, is that way of seeing. Your higher self, when you get aligned with it, you start to experience your life from a very different place, where all of the circumstances of your life have been created from this intelligence to make for a really an interesting story and adventure. You are the main character in the story, created from this infinite source of power, and it created you to play this fun game of coming here to pretend like you're limited as a human, and that's where the small self tends to have a lot of payoff, tends to have a lot of leverage. But from this new point of view, even your personality, even what's going on inside of the body and inside of the brain is being shaped by this intelligence. Your thoughts are coming from that intelligence. Your feelings are coming from there. You could say it's very much like a magic trick that there's a you in there that's doing all this. It's a highly compelling illusion. And the illusion is designed this way by choice, by intention from this universal power. So what it means to evolve, what it means to reclaim spiritual power, to heal at the deepest level, to clear trauma from the body, is to see yourself as you really are, which is an infinitely powerful being that is a character in an amazing story. And there is truly no outer world. What you are calling the outer world as separate from yourself is an illusion. From the higher self's point of view, this is all you. Everything that you see and experience and perceive is you. Not in the small egoic sense, but in an ultimate sense. It's all being created from the same place. This is what it means to live in harmony with yourself and with life, is to remove the filter of the small divided self and experience yourself as already whole, already complete, already worthy. Because the higher self is infinitely worthy. It doesn't make mistakes. Everything that's happened in your unique journey in life is there for a reason. And once again, the ultimate reason is to make for a really interesting story. And in any good story, the whole point is essentially to turn from the victim into the hero of the story. And you could say that's analogous to shifting out of the small self and into the higher self. So what happens is, as you experience yourself as this infinite intelligence, that's what's there shaping all of this behind the scenes, you tend to feel a profound sense of relief and ease wash over you. That tends to be your new default setting, because you get it anchored into your bones at a deep level that your life is already whole and complete. You can't screw it up. You can't get off track from your purpose. You can't make all kinds of mistakes from which you can't recover. Why? Because that's the way your story has been written, if that's what's occurred. And therefore there's a perfection even in the worst flaws and the worst mistakes that you've made. Your higher self is highly aware of all of this. And as the character of your story, you have the ability in your conscious mind to merge with that way of seeing. So this can come, the relief, the ease, the feeling of simplicity that washes over you, the clarity, it can come after the small self goes through a bit of a freak out here. That's completely normal, because the small self does not want to die. It does not want to be present at its own funeral, as they say. So as you're shifting your awareness to this intelligence behind the scenes that's shaping your life, you may notice some friction, some confusion, some fear even, some existential terror kicking into the mind that says, wait a minute here. You can't let me go like this. You can't kill me off. And these are all just thoughts created by the brain to keep you safe and to lock in this highly compelling illusion that you're a limited, separate being who is justified in your struggles and who is locked into mediocre patterns. Allow yourself to feel the fear of dissolving, the control of being somebody, the control of the reference point of the small self. Allow yourself to let go into a more vast and spacious way of seeing who you really are. And that's where your power is. That's where your freedom is. That's where your happiness is. That's where you access flow state. So more and more, you can experience yourself as this intelligence rather than a small self. More and more, you can shift into this identity of being universal intelligence. There's nothing you need to do to force that. There's no technique that you need to use to will your way there. What's most helpful is to get yourself into a super relaxed place where you can feel the kind of energy of letting go and accepting your life as it is right now. And then listen to this repeatedly. Let these words wash over you. And it's through this repetition that these seeds get planted in your consciousness and start to ripple out. And at first they feel just like an idea, like, okay, I need to get my intellect wrapped around this one. But through repetition and through just resting in this sense of spaciousness of who you are and really examining, where do my thoughts and feelings come from? Where do circumstances come from? What's shaping all of this? And getting really interested and invested in that question from an open, sincere place, a humble place. That's where your higher self is activated within. And it's a complete and utter game changer in the way you live your life. It brings about what I would call ordinary magic, where things still feel the same in a sense. There's an ordinariness to life, but you're also very much connected with the magic of your life as well. Because the infinite intelligence that's shaping all of this is about as magical as it gets. It's shaping the chair you're sitting in. It's shaping the appearance of my voice saying these things to you. It's all coming from there. And there's just a built-in quality of magic, a miraculous component to that. It truly is mind-blowing the more you let it in. And it's designed that way. So once again, you don't need to try to figure this stuff out. Just let it ripple through you. Let go of the need to understand. Who in there needs to understand? Who in there is striving to figure this stuff out? Who in there judges, I'm doing this right or wrong? That's all the small self, shaped by infinite intelligence. So this intelligence is there all the time. It's the most obvious thing in the world once you start to see things in this way. And it's meant to be cosmically amusing, you could say, that it's always there right in front of you, but it appears to be so elusive and so far away. You're already whole. You're already there. Allow yourself to relax into the innate perfection of your being. That's your higher self. So as you let these words just ripple through inner space, your inner being, you can set an intention, if you'd like, to take the ease, the trust, the confidence, and the clarity that this way of seeing generates for you, and bring it into your daily life. Make this the backbone of who you are. There's no right or wrong there. There's no way you screw that up. But if you want to set an intention, that's awesome. And this experience of merging with your higher self is designed for most of us to happen gradually over time. It's not meant to be an instantaneous unraveling, because there are layers of mystery and wonder built into the process of uncovering who you really are. So if you notice a voice inside of you that says, I wish this would all happen sooner, damn it, and there's an impatience, that was very much my my previous mental track around a lot of this stuff. It's like, when is it going to happen? When's it my turn? That's also coming from the small self. That's just another file in the mind that's corrupt in nature that causes suffering. It's not who you really are. So just allow this spacious, relaxed way of being to become your new norm. And from that place, you can invite or invoke the experience of your higher self to show up, simply by recognizing the truth of who you are. There's an intelligence shaping this whole experience for you behind the scenes. Thank you so much for hearing these words. I hope this makes it feel more accessible and practical to you, that this is truly the way you can verify it in your direct experience right now. It's not really meant to be so elusive or abstract. And please take a moment, if this meditation has impacted you or shifted anything, to leave me a comment below. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you'd like more of this kind of content. Thanks again for listening.